How's everyone doing? Thanks for joining me on my small engine repair channel. Today's project is this Lawn Boy push mower, and I've been working on this one. Just got it running with the carb clean, but now it's got something kind of interesting that's going on, so I'll show you that when we come back, and we'll see if we can fix it. Alright, so yeah, I wasn't going to do a video on this particular machine. It was just a carb clean, and I've got plenty of videos on how to clean the carbs on these Kohler engines, but this one's kind of interesting. Yesterday when I was running it, it actually wouldn't shut off. When I let go of the handle, it would make a sort of a screeching noise, and it wouldn't shut off. Today it seems to be shutting off, making that same goofy noise, same screechy noise. But I'm just going to show you what the screeching noise sounds like, and we'll see if we can't dive into it and see if we can't figure it out. Alright, so there you have it. It kept running by itself. It wasn't until I pushed this thing further over that it started to cut out. So I'm going to put you up on my lawnmower lift. We're going to take off the top shroud here. We're going to take a look at the assembly underneath here and see what's going on. Alright guys, so I got the hood off on this thing. I do apologize for the background noise. I got a couple fans running because it's about 90 some odd degrees in here. So I just want to show you how this system works. Okay, so you pull the handle up top, it pulls this cable. This cable, against spring pressure, pulls that arm, which is the mechanism is attached to a brake, kind of like the brakes on a bicycle, for instance. Okay, so that brake serves the purpose of slowing down this flywheel, which is attached to the crankshaft. Okay, so that's part of how the motor is supposed to stop. This brake is supposed to provide that friction. The second part is this whole system grounds out the ignition from your ignition coil that goes to your spark plug. So it stops providing spark, and therefore the engine no longer runs without spark. That happens through this wire right here. Okay? So on this particular system, when the handle, as you can see, is in the non-running position, the brake is attached, or the brake is engaged, but also this also provides a ground through this wire to the ignition coil, which then prevents spark from happening, okay, to shut off the motor. So what I suspect is happening is it's not grounding out for whatever reason. For whatever reason, this connection is not good when this brake, and you can see this brake itself might be worn out to the point where it needs replacing, because I can turn this thing over even with the brake handle not engaged. Okay, so I suspect maybe it's not making a good connection between this brake pad, again, which is conductive, and the metal of the flywheel. So I'm going to see if there is right now a good connection in this particular system. Alright, so on my ohm meter, the continuity setting is right here. So when you make a circuit, it should read 0 or pretty close. Okay, open up the circuit, you go back to 1. So I'm going to try and touch one end of the circuit to the wire up here, which is the ground wire, and I'm going to attach the other one to the post. And you can see there is a closed circuit there, just between those two pieces. Now in theory then, I should be able to work backwards and touch the brake up here. And as you can see, we're not getting 0. It's not 1, but it's not 0 either. So there's no continuity, or not full-blown continuity there. And if I touch the flywheel, I get nothing. So I'm not sure if the reading is not 0 because that brake is not 100% conductive. Maybe it's not supposed to read 0. But what I'm going to end up doing is I'm just going to clean up all of the connections with some sandpaper. So I'm going to take these nuts off. I'm going to take that wire off. Clean up that. I'll clean up the flywheel. I'm going to even clean up the posts on the ignition. Okay, re-gap the ignition coil, and then we're going to retest and see what happens. Alright, so here's an update on what I got on this mower. I took everything apart, cleaned it all up, and put it all back together, and it seems to be working better. It will shut off every time I let go of the handle, but it's not working perfectly. Plus I know that that brake is worn down pretty good. So I was just kind of sorting through my parts stash here, and I found a couple of assemblies that are off Kohler engines. This one, not sure which model of Kohler, but as you can see, it's not the same. It's got like a little right here, there's something for electric start, and the brake pad looks like it's slightly different. So it looks the same, but it's just kind of missing a couple of things there. There's a couple insulators and whatnot. This one here is off XT7. This is an XT675, and again, slightly different in that it's got this sort of a grounding system as opposed to this wire being attached directly to that nut. But other than that, it pretty much looks exactly the same. So, and you can see the brake pad is pretty big on this one. It's pretty decent size, so lots of life left. I'm going to swap these two out, and we're going to give that a try. Alright, so I got them swapped out here. The only thing I can see possibly initially being an issue is that the curvature of this worn-in brake pad doesn't match this flywheel for this particular mower, but I think that will break itself in. The only other issue is there going to be enough contact here and here to create enough ground when this brake is in the on position. So I'm going to put her back together and then fire it up and see what happens. Alright, so there you go. Tried it a couple times. It seems to work good. I'm sure that brake pad will work itself in. I just got to finish up the last of the tune-up on this thing. I do have a video that shows a complete servicing of one of these push mowers. I'll link it up in the top corner now to to show you what I do to completely service this thing. And hopefully this was informative, guys. And if you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you're not already a subscriber, consider doing so, especially if you like working on small engines and learning about how they work. So thanks again for joining me, and until the next project, take care.